Welcome to The Real Debrief, the show where we dive deep into the world of film production, exploring the genres you love, the projects making waves, and the trends shaping the industry. We're here to give you a 360-degree review for entertainment professionals. So grab your popcorn and get ready for some expert insights. And, well, the occasional bed joke from Talen. It's The Real Debrief. Now your hosts, Talen and Lisa.
Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive into the world of cinema. I'm Talen, and as always, you know I'm here with Lisa.
Hey, Talen. Hey, everyone. Today, we're tackling something that will definitely leave you questioning what's beneath the surface, both literally and metaphorically. We're diving into A Different Man, a thrilling, shape-shifting film from Aaron Schimberg that has a lot to say about identity, beauty, and the complex relationship between the two.
Oh, this one is a wild ride. I mean, it follows Edward Lemuel, played brilliantly by Sebastian Stan, who suffers from neurofibromatosis, a disorder that leaves him physically different, as he undergoes an experimental medical procedure that completely transforms his face. But the story doesn't stop there. After his transformation, Edward adopts a new identity, Guy, and things quickly spiral into a territory that's both disturbing and thought-provoking.
What I found fascinating, Talen, was how Schimberg uses Edward's transformation not as a final solution or happy ending, but as the starting point for a whole new nightmare. Edward's new face gives him the chance to reinvent himself, but rather than finding peace, he becomes obsessed with a play about his own life. The layers of reality blur as he takes the lead role in a production that mirrors his own journey. It's almost like he's trying to control how the world sees him, but the truth is slipping further out of reach.
Oh yeah, exactly. And the irony here is that Edward's newfound beauty doesn't solve his deeper issues. It amplifies them. There's a brilliant scene where he's looking at himself in a mirror, no longer horrified by what he sees, but he's also clearly unsettled. I mean, this transformation is supposed to be liberating, but instead it traps him in a different kind of prison, one where he's still obsessed with how other people perceive him.
Right? And it's interesting how Schimberg plays with the idea of performance throughout the film. Edward's life essentially becomes a performance, first as the disfigured man that society rejects, and later as the perfect man that people admire, but only because they don't know the truth of who he really is. The parallels between Edward and the play he becomes a part of are striking. His obsession with playing himself, rather than the version of himself that the world sees, raises all sorts of questions about authenticity. Are we ever truly ourselves, or are we always performing for the audience around us?
Oh yeah, I love that point. I mean, there's this really chilling scene later in the movie where Edward, now Guy, is rehearsing for the play, and you can see how completely detached he's become from his original identity. The people around him only know him as this handsome actor, and there's a real tension in how the film handles this. I mean, his past life, his disfigured self, it's all still there, looming in the background, but no one acknowledges it. It's almost as if his new face has erased his old self completely, but he can never fully escape who he used to be.
And I think that's where the film's genius really shines. It's not just a commentary on beauty or transformation, it's about the deeper psychological scars that we carry with us. Edward might have a new face, but the pain and isolation he felt before the surgery are still very much present. And then, of course, there's the character of Oswald, played by Adam Pearson, who serves as a kind of foil to Edward.
Oh yeah, Oswald is such a fascinating character. Pearson, who actually has neurofibromatosis, brings a whole new layer to the film. While Edward tries to hide his past and reshape himself, Oswald is confident, charming, and completely comfortable in his own skin. He doesn't let his appearance define him, and in a way, he exposes the deep insecurities that Edward still carries even after his transformation. I mean, there's a scene where Oswald confronts Edward, and you can feel the tension between the two. One has fully accepted who he is while the other is still just running from himself.
Exactly. Oswald's presence in the film acts as a reality check for Edward and for us, the audience. He forces us to question whether beauty really offers any kind of salvation. Is Edward's journey one of escape or entrapment? And that's why the film is so brilliant. It doesn't give us easy answers. It leaves us to grapple with the same questions Edward is struggling with.
And Schimberg does a fantastic job using visual metaphors to underscore these themes. I mean, the decaying hole in Edward's apartment ceiling, for example, is such a powerful symbol. It's always there, lurking, reminding us that, no matter how perfect things seem on the surface, there's always something rotting underneath. And the more Edward tries to escape his past, the more that hole seems to grow, threatening to consume him entirely.
That's such a great observation, Talen. The apartment becomes this claustrophobic, almost suffocating space that mirrors Edward's mental state. The camera work in those scenes is particularly effective. The way it prowls around the space, constantly shifting perspectives, almost like it's watching Edward, just as society watches and judges us based on appearance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget the film's commentary on the beauty industry and society's obsession with perfection. I mean, it's no coincidence that Edward's new identity as Guy comes with all the privileges of being a conventionally attractive man. But instead of finding freedom, he becomes even more trapped by society's expectations. It's a sharp critique of how we place so much value on external appearance while ignoring the internal damage that often comes with it.
Totally agree. A Different Man is a film that isn't just about transformation. It's about the deeper, darker side of identity and how society shapes us, often against our will. Schimberg masterfully walks that tightrope, balancing horror, satire, and psychological drama, and by the end, we're left with a film that doesn't just entertain, but also challenges us to think about what it truly means to be different.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. So if you haven't seen A Different Man yet, we highly recommend it. It's a haunting, thought-provoking film that will leave you questioning your own perceptions of beauty and identity. Thank you for joining us, and as always, we'll be back next week with another deep dive into the world of film.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And remember, sometimes the biggest transformations aren't the ones we can see.
Well said, Lisa. Take care, everyone.
This has been The Real Debrief. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, like, rate, and review. We'll see you soon on The Real Debrief.